Hey there, I'm Unfortunate Soul, and my cat is dead. My coping mechanism has always been to shut off the world and turn on the television. But now, all my favorite shows remind me of this dark, dirty hole that is life. Let me give an example. You know that show Breaking Bad?
Yo, these are the bomb!
And they're air popped, not fried.
Popcorners!
Yeah, that one. Well, it's one of my favorites for all the usual reasons. Character development, color theory, spicy meme material. But there's another reason. Death. The dude that rides a white horse. You know him.
Why do you insist we watch this stupid thing?
He's the guy that took my cat Gracie just a few days ago. Anywho, the more I thought about it, the more I realized that Breaking Bad is in many ways a reflection on how death shapes us and how we spend our lives. The protagonist's main drive stems from him coming face to face with his own mortality. Walt would have never become awake or an alpha male or a murderer if he hadn't realized how short a time he had left. A lot of the best seen compilations on YouTube basically boil down to exciting explosions and murders. But to me, one of the most captivating scenes is when Walt takes control of the pillow and says,
What I want, what I need, is a choice.
Walt feels he has wasted his life. Now that he has a little time left, he wants to spend it in his way, like he's Frank Sinatra. I think his prideful need for control comes from this deep feeling buried within us all. This feeling that there is no such thing as control or power, not in the long run. We can't beat what's coming for us no matter how we grit our teeth and ignore it. No matter how well we play the game with our fake little lives, we will never escape it. When I watched my cat die, an even scarier realization came to mind than that of my own impending mortality. The mortality of others is in some ways more terrifying. It makes me feel even more powerless. But seeing the body of something once so vibrant and full of life, once so hungry and angry and funny and horny, just not be there is, well, not a groovy time. It could tear you down, break you to your core. When Romeo found what he thought was Julia's body, his first reaction was to poison himself. And it wasn't like the Tide Pod challenge a few years ago. He was doing it on purpose. Did he do it out of a simple need to join his beloved? Or was it because the pain was too great? Is one's own life worth continuing if that which defined and filled it with joy has now left? Jesse didn't immediately quit his game when he awoke to Jane's body. But he did poison himself with some good old-fashioned drugs and, perhaps more importantly, his mindset. He slowly emptied the vial, falling down a hole of seemingly never-ending darkness with no real goal in mind, maybe just more darkness. When people discuss its dark elements, they focus on Jesse's depression and relationship with Walter. Both are men scarred by death. One has lost, one knows they are losing. Maybe Walter's coping mechanism wasn't the coolest of the collection, but it didn't come from nowhere. Everyone in the world of Breaking Bad is responding to death in some way. Heck, the prequel series made sure that even the badass hitman and funny lawyer can escape it. Those characters are only even in the crime world because they are running from a death they feel somewhat responsible for, despite it being something that was and always will be out of their control.
I broke my boy.
Breaking Bad is not special in how it treats death. Not every prestige show handles it with such clarity, but I think there's a hint of it in every well-written character and story. Breaking Bad just likes to shove your face in the nasty truth as it spasms and writhes and pisses itself before causing you to sob and shrink inward to your own truth. Just like my cat. I knew her all of my life. Saw her grow from a little kitten to an old lady with arthritis. For the next 4 hours, I dug a hole in the backyard while listening to the Succession podcast. I sometimes wonder why I spend so much time watching fictional people die horribly and tragically in my bedroom for hours on end. Maybe by watching others suffer, we can suffer just a little bit less. Maybe it just hurts more when it's not quite how you imagined it, and it was all just another way to convince ourselves that there's some semblance of order to it all. It doesn't really matter. I learned what I needed to from both the TV and my cat Gracie. I know that I will spend the rest of my life fighting against the immovable object that is death, and I know more importantly, I will miss those I lost. Life will feel different without them, and I will try to bend this truth also, but I can't. All I can do is keep moving until my time comes a knocking and enjoy what I have while I have it. To anyone who may stumble upon this video, live your best life, and always remember, bravo Vince.
And me, what some dead man, some artificially alive, just marking time? No.
I love you, Gracie. Thank you.